I took the $7.8 billion unicorn funnel in this book from Sabri Subri and turned it into a killer of a social media marketing agency. Because if you think about it, direct response, digital marketing, and also aggressive, very, very aggressive retargeting. Look at it like this. Because if you don't either A, get attention from the paid ads, two, get attention from your content, three, then get people to go from your content to landing page, then to your news funnel, and then once you have the appointment set up, ring you up, how are you going to get clients?
Focus on the skills that have the longest half-life. In business, there are infinite things that you can focus on. And the more success that you see, the more that you want to engineer your week, your month, and your years to be focused on acquiring the skills that are going to compound throughout your whole career. So as a marketer, you might start as the salesperson. You might start as the media buyer that is running the Facebook ads, that is in Facebook ads all day long. What we know from Facebook ads now is going to be entirely different likely in the next 4 years. So I obsess over the next year of becoming the best Facebook media buyer in the world. Those skills and all the time that I spend to acquire them, they are going to be completely different in 4 years. Therefore, they have a very small half-life.
You need to create such good content and such good value in your free content as well as in your paid that you need to get customers who have your eyeballs on you the whole time. This is where I have created like the most perfect social media marketing funnel, which I will describe and show you how to do and how to get clients in my coaching program below. Sign up. It's going to be the best choice you've ever make, because then you can then design your custom made reality. You can create literally your dream life. You can go from point A to point B wherever you are now. You could be $1 million in debt. I know for a fact that whatever you want in your dream life, if you are willing to take the risk, this is worth it, because I will show you how I have created like multiple companies work through this funnel, and how this is the key of my social media marketing agency, and how this even works in my digital marketing agency, because the social media part is the best part of it, because you can't just get warm leads who don't know who you are, don't understand what you're trying to say, and don't understand what you're trying to do, get from zero to hero in the matter of just no time. It's like a date. You got to wine and dine them before you give them the price. That's how it works. That's how you should think of it. You should create such a good parasocial relationship with the people who watch your content. Yes, I know, like you people, that you think that they're like your best friend. You should, like the people who are literally willing to give you money no matter what goes on, just because they have such belief in what you do, what you have, and what you can provide them value in the free videos as well as in the paid. Yes, this also shows you the importance of what's in both. But as I said, Sabri Subri is missing out on one key factor. If you want, I can teach you it in my program. Because it will change the game for you. And once you understand what that is, your life will never be the same. Because the most important thing of what Sabri Subri does is he creates such eye-catching and ads that make you want to stop, watch, and see what goes on while all the chaos of like me throwing this around, me showing you this book, me basically all this sort of stuff. And then he gives you the pitch because he's got your attention. And then once you're in that middle part of the ad, it's like you're in the middle part of the date, because why would you go on a date with a blind stranger? Honestly, why would you? You don't know anything about them, what they're trying to do, what their intentions are, if they want to have kids, where they want to go in life. This is where you get up to the middle part of the ad. This is when you also show them what you do, what you've done, and you show your authority, because you've got to create such good hooks in your ads and in your content that you can then draw in a complete stranger. It's like a dating app. It's literally like the shopping of people is what you've got to do. So you've got to come up with such a good copy and such a good ad where you've got to have like the best part of you to begin with. And then once they're hooked, they're hook, line, and sinker, you got to just reel them in and then just basically show them the pitch, show them what you're trying to do, and show them how you're trying to help them, especially as a business owner. Like, I know all you people want to be successful, want to be empowered in that dream reality, which I literally just talked about. This is one of the ways how. And There's many other ways, but this is the most psychologically effective way you can do it, from being a complete beginner in ads all the way to a pro. And you've got to understand the psychological tactics and how to actually get someone from point A to point B in the smoothest way possible without as much friction. Because there's always going to be friction when you take a risk. You've got to understand that. But you've got to have an amazing delivery in your ads and in your content, especially from the social media marketing agency side, that you can make people feel super warmed and super hooked on your content. Like they just keep on wanting to watch more and more and more and more. Like I know you guys are, based on the way that I speak, based on the chaotic way that I deliver stuff. You're not expecting what I'm going to say next or how am I going to pitch you. You're not expecting, what, I'm just going to bring up my wallet out of nowhere. I'm going to show you guys my phone and what goes on. Hey, look, I got this thingamajig out of nowhere. Like, you guys don't know what's going to go on. You guys are expecting something. Then you are expecting this chaotic contrast to then happen because you guys are hooked based on what I say and how I say it. You guys don't actually know how I'm going to go from point A to point B and how smooth or how bumpy I'm going to make the ride, because then it gets you on the edge of your seat. It gets you to watch. It gets you that emotionally intense and involved in the video, so then you guys are hooked on the video. It's the exact same way with ads. You got to get your audience so emotionally hooked, find out their fears, like desires, as well as what are they most scared of most. You got to hook them in on something that they find attractive, something that they find like attentive. Then add that little bit more of that fear. Because while they've been watching, if you need to just you need to literally slowly bring them in, like give them some of the fears, but also give them enough comfort so then they still feel at home, but also add that extra bit of that controlled chaos that they're not knowing which direction you're going to be attacking them at. They don't know how you're going to pitch it, how you're going to throw it at them. Because once you throw the price and what you provide, that's when people stand back, they act scared, and they don't know what they want to do because it's like, the price. It's scary because they see that price as real. That's what you got to consider. A lot of people see money as a finite resource. There are very few people that I know, and I'm one of them, because you can see by the way that I speak, the way that I have my content, how outrageous I do. Lots of people in my network, literally, once you're in some of the networks I'm in, you will see me in there, and you'll understand how we think, how we attack. So you've got to also display this in your ads, especially for business owners, because they don't know when their next paycheck is coming. They don't know who they're going to get paid. They don't know when they're going to get paid. There have been business owners that I know who literally don't know when their next meal is going to be. They don't know what is going to happen next. They haven't been through enough of the turbulent chaoticness of business to know how they need to attack it, how they need to strategize, where they need to go from point A to point B. It's literally built like a war plan. This is why so many people in business and so many people, when they create ads, don't know what it's doing, because you're literally playing a chess game against every other business out there who are in the same niche, as well as in this economy, everyone. You're playing against literally people like Andrew Tate, me, Sabri Subaru. You're playing against so many people who are fighting for your attention. This is why I found what worked with Sabri and then made it work even more. People get hooked on what I do. People will not stop watching what I do. People will not stop consuming what I provide them, and then they want to buy. That's what you need to do. And for anyone who's actually serious about learning the key concepts, fundamentals, and how to actually do this and get paid handsomely for this, not just in the paid ads, but also through the organic content, because of how you frame your organic content and how you pitch them, and also how you sell them on the videos like this. As you can see me, the way that I frame, the way that I pitch, I still get your attention more and more and more. It's like a chess battle. It's like literally a chess game that I've already won, but the way how I get your attention, the way I keep you hooked, people will pay you big money for this. Because if you think about it, platforms like Instagram, Meta, Facebook, they've got targets they've got to hit. And especially if you provide that, they will give you the customers, they will give you the traffic, but also it's taking into account the human psychology and how people think, act, and do things. This is what you need to take advantage of. You need to take advantage of the mental models, how people think, how people do, because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. You could be like literally a billionaire, but if you can still frame it and pitch it in such a way, you could sell to a billionaire. Mind you probably wouldn't care given like what you guys do, but it's more so if it's worth his time. Okay, so sit back and imagine. Okay, imagine if one of you guys got $30,000 for 1 month of just working for one customer. Because you run a social media marketing agency, it's generally about 60-70%, or maybe even up to 30-40, depending on how lean you like to run it. So if you can pitch that billionaire, if you can pitch it, and if you can keep them hooked in such a way, whereas like, this is going to help me out. This is going to help me, where you've provided such value to them, where they're like, I know I need this. This is a bleeding neck problem that I need to take. You need to frame it, as I said, frame and pitch it in such a way that makes it sound like the best thing since sliced bread. You have to do this because your power of persuasion, influence, and also psychology all come and combine into one, where this is why this allows me to take models from him, because then you can add that persuasion, that techniques, elements from that $7.8 billion unicorn funnel, and you can get people buying hand over fist. You never have to worry about money again. You never have to worry about money again. Imagine if you broke ass people never had to worry about money. Seriously, imagine how much you could change your life, because considering how much debt you're in, you guys don't even understand how credit works. You guys don't even understand how to properly spend and allocate your money, because you guys were never taught that. But if you never have to worry about money again, because you have the most valuable skill taken from this and applied to the attention economy, it is worth millions. And imagine if you had $1 million only for a small fee, only for taking the time, energy, effort, and money to learn it. Imagine if you learn how I speak, how I do things, how I do my paid ads, how I do my organic content, how I speak with my hands in such a way that makes it doesn't look like it's passive aggressive, because it doesn't make it look like I'm doing this, because the Russian mob like to move their hands around so then they can punch easier. You've got to take that into consideration, because that's what people do. Because the more and more you speak with your hands, it literally creates a cover for you to like hide attacks. That's the whole point of us talking with our hands, but also it adds such an aspect of their personality to when they do it, that it can completely change from how a person perceives you from point A to point B, depending on how you speak, how you do, and how you fine tune your language. I can teach you all this for a small cost. So if you're willing to not miss out on those millions of dollars, which you will be able to get if you put in the time, dedication, the money, the effort, and take into consideration, I took this from Sabri Subri and made it even more effective. Made it about 100 times more effective for social media marketing, because I took what worked and then I just amplified it and put it on 100x. You seriously got to consider that. So if you're serious about making money, if you're serious about learning how to, if you're serious about wanting to change your life to get that dream version of your reality, and maybe 100K a month, maybe $1 million a month, book a call down below, because I will show you the blueprint and I will show you the skills you need to learn to get there. Book a call down below and I can do it for you, and I can work with you